Namaste to everyone worldwide, and a special welcome to all our beloved friends from Portugal. I think it's great to have Inish and everyone else with you here with us. So today we're going to speak about cleaning an important part, which is the lungs. All the air that we breathe, everything gets cleaned by the lungs. So how are we going to clean our lungs? Doing some simple pranayama or breathing exercises. All of you might be doing something already. If not, I'm going to show you some simple ones after I first teach you the acupressure. So these are the acupressure points for the lungs. So literally your health is in your hands, yeah? Not in the doctor's hands. As a doctor, I'm telling you this myself. So the acupressure points for the lungs are at the tip of your ring fingers, the middle fingers, and in the middle point of these two finger breadths from the wrist and the center point, as well as the center part of your elbow. So if you activate these points, when I say activate, that means you would press 10 times each point, either twice or thrice a day. So you would press both sides and then this part as well, and then here, and then you would do the elbow here. So these are really amazing to clear your lungs, energize your lungs, and for them to function better. And if anyone has asthma, either your child or anyone else at home, you can also work on these points here. You can see just below the hollow of the neck, where the collarbone is, this point here on both sides, as well as on the outer part, 3 finger breadths and the center part. So here, and then again you also massage behind the lungs at this corresponding point. So all this, if you keep doing this immediately, even during an asthma attack, you will definitely find the breathing improving. You can try it yourself. When you press these points, instantly you will feel your breathing improving. So, and the time when your lungs heal is between 3 to 5 in the morning. So make sure you're asleep and resting your lungs well. And what's the most important herb for detoxing a lung would be tulsi. So you use tulsi as a tea or fresh leaves. And then you have the special herbs, which are ginger and turmeric as well. So these are really amazing for your lungs. And if you feel anything, make sure you are inhaling steam with some salt. And you can use caraway seeds or what we call ajwain in India. So all these are really fantastic for your lungs. So make sure your lungs are healthy, because I think health is very easy as long as you know how to balance yourself. And the next thing we are coming to is the emotional part. Emotions are directly linked to our lungs, and if you see, it's a connection of the mind, body and spirit. It's an aggregate of all these 3 things coming together, which makes a human being. And lot of our issues in life are because there's a disconnect between, you have the mind on one side as well as the body and the soul on the other. So it's like an electric bulb. You have a bulb and then you have the electricity. So without a switch, the switch is the interface between the two. So similarly, if you have the soul and then your physical body, the mind, or what we call the manas, is a connection between the two. And we really need to take care and detox what is going on in the mind as well, because that is the key for you to being healthy and happy. All suffering and pain, lot of it is only coming from this disconnect of the mind which happens. So how are we going to bring it together beautifully? Little meditation helps, of course. And then the breathing. Breathing is a very important tool for us to enter into these realms. I always call it, these realms of silence where healing automatically happens. So just sit silently for a while, and any kind of breathing, whatever you're breathing, you just inhale through your nose. Let out all the stress. And you can do it again a second and a third time as well. And third time, breathing in together. So you're so relaxed when you let out everything in your breathing. And you have some special breathing like Bastrika, that is the upper part of the lung and the lower part. Sometimes we don't use these at all because we are breathing so shallow. So how do we open it is, keep your hands close to your body. You can see the fist closed, and as you inhale, throw up the fingers, and as you exhale, so when you exhale, you're throwing out all the old carbon dioxide out of your lungs. And when you inhale, you're inhaling and opening your hands like this as you throw it up in the air. So let's do it one more time together. So you can do a few rounds of this slow and a few rounds of this fast, and instantly you will feel energy coming in your body. So like I said, sit calmly, just allow yourself to feel your breathing, and then do a little meditation. So what's the price of a human lung and a human life? I was in surgery one morning in the operating theatre, and they came running and requested if they could take an emergency surgery inside. So what is the price of a human lung and a human life? I was operating one morning when they came running and they said before my next surgery if they could take an emergency cesarean. I said, sure, it's a beautiful baby entering the world, why not? I was waiting, and then I went to ask if the baby was born, and I found the whole family huddled around and they were in tears. I said, what happened? They said, no, the mother almost died in childbirth because her blood pressure really went up, and the doctor says it's very risky for her to ever conceive again. We have sold everything we had to pay for the treatment, and now we don't have money for this injection which will make the baby's lung open. So I said, what is it? It was a 20 something thousand rupees, which was like $300. I said, that's it here. You must, because if you can't have a baby again, it's most important that you give it. And so who is it who helps us? So who is it who helped the baby? I cannot have the ego to think I help the baby, of course. It is God who gives life, and it's an agreement between a soul and the divine when they enter this world and when they exit this world. So really, whether it is a lung, whether it is a life, everything is divine and in perfect divine order. So speaking of divine, we have a divine baby of Inesh coming into this world soon. So let us all pray together, whether we're in Portugal, wherever, for all these new beings who are entering this new world to be born healthy with amazing lungs, lives, and a beautiful world to enter into. Thank you so much.